right, you guys, so we are starting with our base already done, our brows are done, and we're just gonna go right on top of this. Maybe you're coming from work, what have you. So we're priming our lids if they're not already done, using a MAC paint pot in Painterly, and then I'm just gonna go in with one kind of neutral eyeshadow palette. I'm using this pink shade here from the Artist Pro palette. This is a really good one. I know a lot of you guys have it. If not, just find something kind of similar in the collection with the same or similar tones, or you want to go a little bit of a different route. You'll see what I mean. You can alter this to your taste for sure. I'm just gonna kind of start to shade my skull, kind of map everything out. I'm gonna start doing my eyes, the little eyebrow antennas or whatever I call them at the front of the brow. Going into my crease with this, I'm gonna wing out the shape and make it kind of a pretty skull, as you guys saw in the intro. I will link the artist's Instagram to the inspo photo I found. I just thought it was such a pretty skull. Really kind of simplistic, less about realism and just kind of pretty. So anyways, I'm just throwing this under my lower lash line as well. Really blowing this out, you guys. We're going pretty dramatic, which is a-okay for this time of year. Of course, the same exact thing on the other eye. I just thought I'd show you this part just so you get a sense of, you know, the shape, where you shade and everything. If you're watching this for the first time and maybe you want to follow along later on, maybe this evening. How many of you guys are going to a Halloween party? I'm not, I'm working. Ugh. Anyways, trick-or-treating though I will. I think I'm gonna do this one this year. I'm going to shade my temples here. I'm just gonna start the process. Don't worry about the blend not being perfect. If you're a perfectionist, go for it, but you'll see it turns out perfectly later on. We're just gonna kind of start mapping out things here with this color. We're gonna be throwing other shades over the top. And I'm going to do kind of my cheekbone area and go straight down both sides of my chin. This is kind of what I was talking about before. I really just like the shape of the artist lines that she chose. I just thought it was super cool. I'm going to shade kind of the center of my lips with the same shade here. Just an eyeshadow. I put a little tiny bit of foundation over my lips so everything's kind of muted out. And of course, I'm doing a little bit of my nose. We're obviously going to put some black here on the nose and the eyes and kind of everywhere else, but this is just going to, you'll notice it peeking out of the black a little bit essentially. So just throw some on your nose, no rhyme or reason necessary. And we're gonna go in with our N Cosmetics gel liner pencil, whatever this is called. Love this thing so much. It's such a good liner pencil. Throwing this on my waterline and tight line. And I'm also going to be smudging this under my lower lashes pretty heavily, and then kind of blending it out with a pencil brush just to kind of start the smokiness. And I feel like you kind of need a dark base, at least in my eye shape, for my lower lash line. Now I'm going in with this deeper kind of plummy purple shade and just creating a tiny bit more dimension here before we go into the black. This is just going to kind of help everything blend together more seamlessly. Then we don't need to use so much black to get the same effect, because black is kind of tricky to use, as a lot of you guys know. You can really make a look muddy real quick. So kind of going over the same areas, just keeping it you know, a little bit tighter. Again, going into the temple areas and the side of the forehead, and using just like a little blending brush to create a little bit more dimension on the cheekbone here. I'm really liking how this look turned out, you guys. There are so many skulls too, and everyone kind of does their own. Mine, of course, is like a straight recreation of one that I found, but I like the idea that I was able to figure out how to do it with just one eyeshadow palette that I know a lot of you guys have. Anyways, going in with the black. This black is so good. I love the black in this palette. And going back into that socket, doing a little bit for the eyebrow antennas. What is this called? I can't call it anything but eyebrow antennas. It's so stupid. I'm going to deepen up the eyebrow really quickly here, just with my eyeshadow brush. Nothing crazy. Applying this to my lid, heavily to my lower lash line, kind of creating a little bit of a point out here in the outer corner of my eye, and then we'll kind of start blending everything together. But first I just want to lay down the color right where I want it. And I'm going to go in to this pink shade, the first shade that we used, and I'm just going to use this color to kind of soften up those lines, make everything nice and smooth. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I don't know how much more I can narrate this step. And of course, same thing on the other side. I would just show you how it looks all together. Just kind of slowly work and see what you like. It doesn't need to be exactly like mine for sure. And taking a little bit of this black here, again in my temple. And of course, kind of carving out those cheekbones even further right above where we put that deep purple shade. And I just wanted to pop a little lash on here. It just makes everything look prettier, even though everything is so black already. And I'm a great YouTuber, so I didn't realize my camera died. So I'm just miming the nose shape. It just kind of looks like a little flame on the end of your nose, but you can do any shape you kind of want. But I kind of like the flamey, kind of asymmetrical look of this one. And for the teeth, this is really easy. Just an FYI, you guys, the gel liner I'm using for all of this kind of painting steps is the Inglot number 77 gel liner. It is really good, and it stays put. So it's great if you're wearing this to a party and whatnot. You might want to drink out of a straw, but you know, I'm not your mom. You can do what you want. I'm just using a little liner brush to create the teeth, starting right in the middle, and I kind of wanted the lines to be a little bit smudgy, so I'll do a thin line first to kind of map it out, and then you'll see I kind of flick the brush back and forth to kind of create a little bit of texture there. I didn't want it to be like perfect little stitch lines, if you will. And I'm starting from the center line. I want that one to be the kind of the tallest, the longest lines, and then I'm gonna fade them out as we go to the outer corners, make them a little bit shorter. So you'll see me do that here, and then of course we just mirror the other side. And now I'm just gonna go in with the brush and kind of refine everything. I'm gonna shade that center horizontal line a little bit more and right kind of through my lips as well, and just kind of finish everything off. And there you have it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this look. I think it's a really cool one if you have like a last minute Halloween party, or you're going trick-or-treating with your kids and you don't have a lot of time to get ready. Let me know what you guys think and tag me in any recreations. I would love to see them. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Happy Halloween.